It's the Half Hour Wasted and Legion of Dudes podcasts. This is Jordan from Jersey with the Legion of Dudes, and this is what I thought of the comics I read the weeks of September 22nd and 29th, 2010. Let's start out with Secret Avengers, issue number 5, The Secret Life of Max Fury. Yeah, that's right, this issue, number 5, we finally get the story of this guy who showed up at the end of issue number 1 and made us all go, what? Because why was Nick Fury leading a possibly evil band of space people with serpents and stuff? It's not Nick Fury. It is a life model with Okoye, as many of us suspected, but Brubaker made it a lot more interesting than that. Let's just put it that way. He gave that character history. I don't know how much of it is actually based in continuity, but it seemed like one of those issues that was picking out very specific things and saying, hey, this is where I was here, this is how this happened. So it seems like he worked it all in, but I don't know enough about S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury history to really be able to say for sure. But I enjoyed the issue. It was very good. The art was very different from what it has been, but I like what they did for this particular issue. Hopefully it doesn't continue with this artist, because I don't know if he would work for the book proper. But it's cool for this particular issue. Next up, we have Mark Millar's Nemesis, issue number 3. Yeah, definitely adults only. Continues to be profane, extremely violent, creepy, and all around messed up, and I loved it. So check out issue number 3. If you like Millar's other stuff, you're probably going to like this. If you don't like Miller, and I know lots of people don't for very legitimate reasons as far as I'm concerned, if you don't like him, you're not going to like this. There's nothing in this book that's going to change your mind. I liked it, though. Hey, don't forget to check out hhwlod.com. That's hhwlod.com for the Half Hour Wasted and Legion of Dudes podcasts. And now you're going to want to check out WalkingDeadTV.com. That's WalkingDeadTV.com, where you can find the Walking Dead TV podcast, or it's one of our spin-offs from Half Hour Wasted and Legion of Dudes, so I'm on there. And I just had the awesome privilege and pleasure of interviewing Bear McCreary, the composer for Battlestar Galactica, the upcoming Walking Dead, Human Target on Fox for the first season, Caprica, and a bunch of other stuff. He's got an impressive career. He was a fun interview. You're going to want to check that out. It's going to be up soon. It's not up at this very moment, but check out WalkingDeadTV.com. It's going to be on episode 3. Then we have Orson Scott Card's Ender in Exile, issue 405. This issue's actually been out for several weeks, and I've had it for several weeks. I just kind of misplaced it, which is why I haven't reviewed it up until now. But, excellent comic. Ender finally lands on the planet. He becomes governor or mayor, I forget, of Shakespeare, which is the name of the planet. And from there, pretty much makes all kinds of political suicide decisions that make him more and more popular and more powerful, probably. It doesn't really go into that subtext, but I would assume that's where it's going for the final issue. He basically says, hey, we're declaring independence. I'm only going to be governor or mayor, whatever it was, for 2 years, and then you guys can pick whoever you want, because you should have that right. We fought this war for freedom, and that's what you're getting. He helps liberate a girl from her mother's tyranny, and then he finds a very interesting item on the face of the planet. Then we have from Image Comics Cowboy Ninja Viking issue number 9, in which we get a very interesting fact about seasickness. I don't know for sure if that's true. It seems true, and it's very interesting if it is. And we get to delve deep into the psyche of Duncan, the Cowboy Ninja Viking. In an attempt to get Viking back into his head, he and Cowboy Ninja kind of... I'm not entirely sure what the author was going for here, but him and his 2 of his 3 subconscious modes, or conscious modes, whatever, go into his subconscious and try and locate the Viking. It's kind of confusing. It's hilarious. There's lots of fun stuff that happens. I'm not sure exactly scientifically how that would, or even psychologically how that would supposed to work, but for the issue I think it worked, and it leaves us right where I guess the arc is going to end. I'm assuming issue 10 is the end of the second arc, and I can't wait to find out exactly how it ends, because there's a lot of shakeup in this issue. Hey, don't forget, on Twitter you can follow me at JordanFRMJersey. That's at JordanFRMJersey. Wasn't enough characters for the O. Also, I already mentioned the Walking Dead TV podcast, but we are part of the Walking Dead TV network, which can be found at forumforgeeks.com. That's forumforgeeks.com. Ton of podcasts, including Half Hour Wasted, Legion of Dudes, Speak of the Devil, all our shows. About 25 or 26 shows are on there right now, and that includes the Walking Dead podcast network, which is 4 shows strong at the moment. We just got a new one, Zombie Joe podcast. We've got the Talking Dead podcast and the Walking Dead cast, and of course, Walking Dead TV podcast. So if you want any information on the Walking Dead TV show or comics, and you like podcasts and discussing podcasts, forumforgeeks.com is exactly the place where you want to go. It's all right there in one spot. We try to make it easy for you. Then we have Avengers Academy issue number 4, in which Hazmat, this character, has one of the best lines in comics in a while. I quite enjoyed that. Got me to laugh out loud. And we get the conclusion to what happens when the Thunderbolts and the Raft and everybody there, I think it's the Raft, I forget exactly which one, but super criminals break out, and there's all that kind of fighting, and exactly this fun stuff you want in a comic. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't remember a lot of the plot, quite frankly, because I read it like 2 weeks ago. But I do remember liking it quite a bit, and I do remember that line, so pick it up just for that. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 644. It's part 3 of Origin of the Species. If I remember correctly, there's one issue after this that finishes this arc, and then we go into Spider-Man Big Time, so it's the end of Brand New Day. For some people who Brand New Day left a bad taste in their mouth, maybe Big Time is the time for you to get back on. You know, it's been about 150 issues or something like that, and Brand New Day is just about over. This issue, better than the last two. This arc hasn't been spectacular, but there was some fun stuff in this one, including an interesting scene with the Rhino. At first I was like, oh, they're kind of going to just ignore everything that happened in those 2 awesome Rhino issues. They didn't. They brought it back. It was cool. There's some fun stuff with the Chameleon. And yeah, in general, not the greatest arc, but this issue was pretty fun. And hey, we started with Nick Fury. Let's end with Nick Fury, Secret Warriors, issue number 20. This is the first issue of the Night arc. The series is coming towards a conclusion. I don't know how many issues they have left, but it's been a great finite series. This is not my favorite issue. The artists they have, similar to the artists that have been before it. I don't love it totally. I haven't loved all the art in this book. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes it grows on me. This artist wasn't terrible by any means. Not a bad artist. Good artist. I don't know if it fits the book, though. Plot-wise, we jump ahead 6 months in time. Lots of explosions happen. And not a whole lot other than that. We kind of get told about a lot of things that have happened and are going to happen. But it seems mostly like a setup issue for what's to come. So I don't know if this is the final arc for the book, or if there's one after this. I will certainly be there to check it out, though, because Secret Warriors is a great book, and you should check it out. So that's it for what I thought of the comics I read the weeks of September 22nd and 29th, 2010. Don't forget to check out hhwlod.com. Follow me at JordanFRMJersey on Twitter. Don't forget to check out TheWalkingDeadTV.com and the Walking Dead Podcast Network at forumforgeeks.com. Have a great week. I'll be back with some more comics later. And sign-off phrase, go. It's the Half Hour Wasted and Legion of Dudes podcasts.